Alright, let's talk about the Magic Pony. This is pretty much an updated version of the Humpbacked Horse, which, was made way back in the 40s. Actually, in Russian, it's still called the Humpbacked Horse. Magic Pony is apparently what it's called in America. Um, so, yeah, this is like 30 years after Humpbacked Horse, more or less. Yeah, it's made by the same animators. They just kind of upped the animation and I guess added some new scenes. Hold on, let's see what it says. In 1975, Ivan Ivanov, that's quite a name, made another version of the same film. The 1975 film is 70 minutes long, 15 minutes longer than the original. Although the progression of scenes and their plot content is usually the same as in the original, the animation and specific actions of the characters are different. Sorry. For example, a scene may be taken from a different angle or in a different location. All of the backgrounds were also newly drawn. Sometimes a scene was drawn out, other times contracted. For example, the scene where Ivan first sees the white horse is much simplified compared to 1947. This was done because the original film was then in a very bad shape and the technical expertise for a restoration did not exist. In 2004, with the technical expertise now existing in Russia, the original film was restored and released on DVD by Krupny Plan. I don't know how you pronounce that. The 1975 version was redubbed, recut, and released in the United States as The Magic Pony in 1977 with Jim Backus as the voice of the Tsar and Johnny Whitaker as Ivan. So, just to point out, Jim Backus was the voice of Mr. Magoo. So, yeah. When I saw his name in the opening credits, I was like, that name sounds familiar, but I can't remember who it is. And then, like, as soon as the Tsar started talking, I'm like, oh, it's Mr. Magoo. Also, Hans Conried is in this movie as well. He voices the assistant to the, he's like the secondary antagonist. He's the assistant to the Tsar who tries to sabotage the kid. Yeah, voice of Captain Hook, just to clarify. And yeah, I'd say just like in that Mr. Magoo adaptation of Arabian Nights, Backus and Conried are the best part of the movie overall. Although this movie was good, it much better than the Arabian Nights movie. Let's see, who else was in here? I guess some of these actors are pretty well known in some ways. I mean, Erin Moran, I'm guessing she was the voice of the Sea Princess. She played Joni Cunningham in Happy Days, so yeah, obviously she must be pretty well known. And yeah, let's see. So overall, there's not a whole lot to say about this movie that wasn't said about, the original Humpbacked Horse movie. I do think they kind of stepped it up. It's like better animation, and there's a little more meat to the story, I guess. Let's see. They obviously added some new scenes. Like there's like a scene with a giant fish that has like a whole village on his back. And the kid Ivan has to help him, and in order to get the village off his back. Well, it's like a punishment that the giant fish is suffering from, and yeah, somebody has to free him themselves. But But yeah, in gratitude, he helps him find this ring that the sea princess lost. At least I don't think this was in the original version. I mean, it's been a little while, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just three things the kid had to do. First, catch a firebird, then the sea princess, and then, yeah, jump in the milk and the hot, well, it was hot water in the original version. In this one, it's oil, and then the cold water. So, yeah. What else? The pony in question, or the humpbacked horse in the original one, they drew him. It's hard to say him since, like, his voice in this movie is, like, very feminine, clearly, the voice of an adult woman. But, they drew him a lot better in this one. I mean, he was still cute in an ugly sort of way in the old one, but in this one, he does look legitimately cute. Like, cute and, attractively drawn. So, yeah, it's just that the woman voice does throw you off a little bit, so the voice isn't quite as cute, but still. What else? I don't have a whole lot else to say. It's still the same story, same characters, it's just that this time we got, well, since I watched the English version, because, yeah, but yeah, as always, Hans Conried was a lot of fun. I mean, his performance was a little more subdued compared to, like, Captain Hook and the bad guy from the Arabian Nights movie and stuff, but he's always great. I always enjoy him, and yeah, Jim Backus was great as well. But let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to drown out the music playing downstairs. Some jerk in the house can't. Okay, so overall, I'd say this was slightly better than the original version, mostly because they upped the animation and everything. And, the characters have more life in them. Actually, the one thing I might criticize is that some of the voice actors, some of the voice actors didn't sound too great, and I'm kind of on the fence with the guy who voiced Ivan, because, I don't know, I thought he had a nice voice and everything, but at the same time, I don't know, the emotions were a little off. Like, he does frequently cry in the movie, and I don't know, something about the crying just wasn't right. Maybe it's because, like, he would say a line that's not crying, and then suddenly he cries, if you can wrap your head around that. But I don't know, you can look past that with this movie. So, since this was, this worked out some little kinks that were in the original version. Granted, there's still some issues, like, the horse's necks still look like snakes. That's just weird. We still get the scene of Ivan straight up sacking the princess. That's still disturbing. But otherwise, I think they did overall improve on some things from the original. So I'd say, the original version I gave a 7. I think this one I'll give an 8. And, yeah, if you're interested, I'd say definitely give this movie a watch. It's free to watch on YouTube. And, yeah, if there's anything else I feel I need to add, I'll put it in the comments. And I guess I'll leave it at that for now. Mash it and smash it, signing off.